And so I just want to show you how to build a simple random game in Python. Hi, my name is Stanley Chima and I am an absolute Python beginner. I actually started learning Python in some few weeks back, and I just felt in my learning process I should start building some little projects to help speeding my learning rate. So you're gonna find some certain things that I'm gonna do probably not the way an expert or a seasoned programmer would do. Like I said, I'm an absolute beginner and Python is actually my first programming language I'm learning. So let's dive into the video and see how this goes. But before that, let me show you a quick view on how the game works. So here's how the game works. If I open the game, the first one they ask me for my name will stand. Then it will ask me to choose a number to be my range number. So let me say I just type any letter, it's gonna refuse and say it has to be a number. So if I choose a number, let's say a number below 5, I choose 3, it's gonna say the number must be at least 3, must be at least 5. Okay, so it's between 5 to whatever and above. So let me choose for instance 7 here just for this, and it will now ask me to take a guess. If I still type in letters, it's to say no, the guess must be number. All right, and then again I'm counting the number of guess times. Once the user has guessed up to 3 times, it's gonna quit and tell you, here, you've used your chances, your 3 chances. So here I'll pick a number, let's say 3, and here it's telling me that you chose below the number, so I will know that the number is between 3 to, I think, between 4 to 7. Yep. So let me choose something like 6, and it's telling me that, oh, I chose below the number, so I believe the number is 7, and that is it. So let's just put this again here, but I wanted to show you that once the game ends, it will ask you, do you want to continue or do you want to quit? So let me run this game again and do this quickly. Put in my name, Stan, and choose a number. Let me choose 6 just to get it very easy. Take a guess. I'll put a guess 5. You say you chose below, so I know automatically that the guess will be 6. So it's telling me, Stan, you won. You won on 2 guesses, that's on 2 attempts, and press any key to quit. So if I press any key, the game will repeat, but if I press Q, the game is gonna quit. So let's go straight to this immediately. So the first thing I'll do now will be to create a new project. So I'm using PyCharm here. So the first thing I'll do here will be to create a new project. I'm using PyCharm for this project. You can always use any of your favorite code editors. And then again, I have a video, I'll pin it below, or video up here, that shows you how to install Python if you're someone that has not installed Python into your PC, into your Windows specifically. So I'll go here and create new project. I'll call it the guess game. You can call it anything you want. I don't want to put it in anywhere here. And by the way, I'm going to leave the source code to this video in my in the description below. We take you to GitHub repository so that you can get the code and work alongside with it. You can go ahead and download it now and then work alongside with it. So everything is okay here. I'll go ahead and click on create and give it few seconds to create this. So I'll speed in this video here. Alright, so here I'm done creating the virtual environment. I'll now go ahead and create file, the file I want to use. So I'll come up here, let me make this full screen. So I'll still come up here and click on new Python file. So here's, I'll just call this just call it yes main, just call it main.py. No need, just main, that's okay. It's already a Python file. Alright, so here is it. I'll now go ahead and start the program. So the first thing I want to do will be to ask for the user's name and then greet them. Okay, so I'll go ahead and type call player name, player underscore name. So in Python we actually don't use spaces in writing variables. Okay, you have to use underscore to put them together. So I'll put my input here and then ask the question, what is your name? Okay, so that will be it. And then after that I want to print to greet them, welcome I want to put the name of the player first, so I'll use my formatted string here, my F here first, and then put my curly braces, the player name. Alright, so that is it. I think everything is fine so far. So the next thing I'll do here will be asking the user to choose a number, and so I want this number to be between 5 to anything they want to choose at all. 1,000, a million, I actually don't care. So I'll go ahead and call this the top range. Yeah, I think that will be a good name for that. You can go ahead and call yours whatever you want. So the top range will be an input, since I want to get the data from them. Then I will write, please choose, if I'm spelling this correctly, a number. Alright, so that will be it. So once I get the number, once I get the number, I store it in this. So let's go ahead and test this and see so far if everything is working very well. So what is your name? Stan. Alright, so Stan, you're welcome to the guest game. Good luck. Please choose a number. They choose a number. Let's say 3. Alright, so now we've been able to get the number they are picking in, but just take note that, alright, but then again, we are trying to make sure that the player is putting in a number so that we can store that number in top range. So we need to make sure that the player is putting in a number. To do that, I would use an if statement and say if the top range dot is digits, then you should convert this to a number. So that will be top range will be equal to int, open my bracket, top range. So here's what I'm trying to do here. Because the input function works in such a way that whatever thing the person enters here, whatever you get into an input, it comes in as a string, or comes in as a string, but we're looking to work with an int, an integer. So I have to confirm that the user first of all is putting in a number. If it is a number, I can go ahead and convert the number to an integer, okay, because the number comes in as a string. I hope you understand. All right, so that is it. Else, if the top of range is not a number, I can go ahead and tell the player to, I'm going ahead and tell the player to put in a digit, put in a number. Else print, please it has to be a number. All right, okay, so this is it. So let's go ahead and test it and see what happens. So here is asking for name. I'll use my other name, Chima, and it says put a number. I put F. It says please it has to be a number, and the game closes. All right, but we don't want the game to close. We want it to work in such a way that it will keep asking the person to be putting in details until the person puts a valid number. All right, so to do that, I have to put all of these in a while loop. So let me go ahead and break my while here. While true, while true, all this should be indented. It should be all here. All right, I'll go ahead and remove this space here. So let's see what happens now after I'm putting this. But I need to do something before I run this again. I want to correct something. It returns my name in small letter, exact way it's written, so I want it to be capitalized. So that's just what I want to fix here. And then I think that is it here. Then the next thing I want to do here will be if this else, I want this to continue. So the continue statement simply means it simply comes back to the top here and runs this block of code again. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. So let me put my name in small letter. It starts with capital. Okay, choose a number. I choose any number. So it's asking me please it has to be a number. I choose anything. place it has to be a number. So let me choose, let's say 4. So it's still telling me it has to be a number. Okay, it has accepted it, but it's still telling me the same thing. So after choosing 4, it's telling me it still has to be a number. So to fix that, I can go here and break this code up. All right, I hope that should be okay now. So let me go ahead and try it and pick a number 6. All right, so the code ends. So that's what the break simply means, break out of the loop. Now, since I've confirmed that it's a number, let me give some 2 spaces here. Since I've confirmed it's a number, another thing I want to find out that if this number is less than 5, if it's less than 5, it's tell the user no, you have to put another number. But if it is more than 5, no problem, it can continue. So to do that, I'll still come under this if. Let me give some wide line space here. So I'll put if top range is less than 5. So this should happen. It should print please choose a number, sorry, my typo, above a number from 5. All right, so once they choose anything that is less than 5, it's going to tell them no, the number has to be more than 5, and I have to put a continue statement here so that it will come back and run this code, the while loop again. All right, so that is it for here. So else, if the number is something that is more than 5, it can go ahead and continue with the whole program. So at this point now, I need to create my random number. So I need to select number that is from 5, or rather from 0, or let's say 5, anyone to any number that the player inputs. So we're gonna import a random here. So I'll come here and say import random. All right, so after doing that, I would now come here and put my else statement here. So else my code can continue running. So I have to pick a random number. Let me call it random number is equal to, so here the random number will be equal to random dot rand int. Yep. And in brackets I would have used 0 to the top of range that the person selected, which would be 0 to top range. All right, but I wouldn't want it to be 0. I will make it 5, since I want the person to choose me. The lowest number the person to choose is 5. So at this stage, we've been able to get our random number. So the computer will choose a random number. Let me correct this intent. Okay, so the computer will choose a random number that is stored under this variable called random number, and then the player has already chosen the number, which is the top range. Now we need the player to take a guess. All right, I hope we've been doing well so far. So at this point, I'll put in a variable. Let me call it player underscore guess, and it will be equal to, so I need to get an input. Let me say take a guess. Oops, my typo. All right, so I'll put this and put some space. All right, so the player can now take his guess at this point. So the player cannot take a guess, but I just want to add something just a little bit fancy, and just to call the player name. So let me put an F string here and then use my curly braces and say the player name. All right, go ahead and take a guess. I think this will be, kind of more attractive. So once the player takes a guess, we'll store the player guess here and now check if the guess is correct, if it matches with that of the computer's guess, which is our random number. So I'll start by saying if player guess is equal to the random number. So that means the player has won. This should happen. I'll say print 1. Okay, so that's one. Yes. Sorry. So that's one here. Else, elif, no, not else this time. Elif player guess is, so if the if the player guess here is less than the random number that the computer chose for the player, so if it is less than the random number, this should happen. It should just tell the player, hey, you're choosing a number that is less than the number, so try again. So I'll go ahead and print you are below the number, just for this. Okay, so that is it here. Else, no need to add another elif. I can just use else. If so, else you should go ahead and print you above the number. So sorry, so here, to simply explain this, let me remove this. So it's all right. I think I have an issue here. There is already a problem here. This is expecting an int, not a number. So let's go ahead and correct this very quickly. So to fix this, I have to make sure that whatever the player brings in here has to be a number. Remember that input takes in as a string. So to convert that, we'll do the same thing we did here, and I'll go ahead and do if player guess dot is, should go ahead and convert this. Player guess is equal to int. Oops. Player guess. All right. Okay, I think we've been able to fix that. Error has disappeared so far. Then again, I want to add an else statement. Else to tell the player, hey, make sure you are putting in a number. So I'll print here. Let the guess be a number. All right, so go ahead and space out these things a little bit. Okay, so far I think we're doing well. Let's go ahead and try our code and see how it works. So let's say my name Stan. It's asking me to choose a number. It's wrong. It tells me to repeat again. Let me choose 7, and it's telling me to take a guess. Now watch what happens once I choose any number. It's kind of, you know, the whole code kind of breaks. But if I was to, let me run the code again. If I was to pick a number, a guess number here, nothing happens. Everything works very well. So in order to fix this so that the code doesn't break, I have to put this in a while loop, the player guess, so that it will keep asking the player his guess. So I'll come here and put a while true. I'll go ahead and indent a free other thing under this else. All right, so I think this is okay now. So, and I'll do one more thing here. Go ahead and space this thing so that I can see very clearly. After he asks the guest to make sure he's choosing a number, you should go ahead and continue. All right, so I think this is it here. That is okay. All right, I think we are good here, and then let me just go ahead and space these things up. So far we've been able to create a game, and then but let's go ahead and play it and then see the things we need to fix up to make it look more better. So here I choose my name, and I choose a number, let's say 6. It's asking me to take a guess. I take 2, and it's telling me I'm below. Let me take 5. You say you won, and if you notice, it's still asking me to take a guess again. So because of this while loop, so how to break out of this while loop here? Once the person wins, I should be able to break out, and that will be it. So this will work. It will now break out of this while loop. All right, but I just want to make it a little bit fancy here and say the name of the person playing. Let's say player name. He won. All right, guys, now 2 more things I want to add to this game. I want to first of all count the number of times that the player has made their guess, so that will tell the player, oh, you guessed 3 times before you were finally able to win. And also possibly add the limit. If the player was to guess up to 5 times or 7 times, it will tell the player, you've guessed up to 7 times, your time is up. So to do that, I will come up here and add my guesses here. So let's say guess, I'll just call this guess number, or let me just call it number of guesses. Let me just make it simpler and call it guesses, if the English is correct, and put it on 0 for beginning. Oops, this is actually meant to be here, not here. I'm meant to keep this here. Yep, this is the right position. And move this. All right, I think I'm good there. So this is the number of guesses, and I'll come to the while loop, so that each time the while loop starts again, it will count the number of guesses the person has made. So I'll go here and put on guesses is equal to +1. All right, so this will, but there is even a better way of writing this. I could just write guesses plus equal 1. That's still the same meaning. Go ahead and add some space here. All right, so immediately after the winner wins, once the winner wins, which is here, I also want to tell the winner you played this number of times. Let's say I'll print again. You guessed times, so the number of times the guess made. I'll put this. Okay, sorry, I have to add my formatted string here. Wondering why it wasn't responding. So okay, all right, so I'll do guesses, so the number of guesses the person tried. For all this, I don't want to have 2 print statements. I can actually add this on the same print statement here. I'll just take this, I'll cut it off. Oops. And in order to add it on, for it to appear on the next line, I'm just gonna use my slash and then go ahead and type it there. Correct, it's you. Okay, so it's gonna appear on the next line. It can go ahead and correct now. All right, I think this is okay. This is okay. The last thing I wanted to add is the number of to end the game. If the player actually tries a number of times and didn't get it well, the whole game should quit. So let me just do this at the end of, okay, I could add it here as well. I can go here. So if, or just to make the code look neat, I'll add it at the end of this if else here. So if guesses is equal to, this is 7 times, I'll just use 3 so that we don't spend too many time trying to figure it out here. Is equal to 3, it should print. Have made by typo made 3 at try again next time. So this was gonna print and the whole game is gonna quit. Alright, so let's go ahead and try this. Before I do the last thing, adding the play again button so that the player will be able to play the game again. So let's go ahead and check this. So I put my name here, asking me to choose a number, type letter. It doesn't work. I choose a number, let's say 6, and it's asking me to take a guess. If I put anything that is not a number, it tells me nope, it's not correct. So let me take a guess. Let me see. It said the number is below. I put 5. So it's already tell me you won. You guessed 3 times. All right, so if I was to try this, let's go ahead and try this and just make a mistake. So let me put a number 6 and let me just take a guess. 1 below 1. So it's telling me you are below, so you have made 3 attempts. Try again. All right, so now I want to increase the attempt to something like 7. Okay, so for this, so just change this 1 to. All right, so that is it. I think this is okay here, and the last thing I want to add would be the play again button. So once the person wins the game, you should ask the player, do you want to play again or do you want to quit? So to do that, let me close this. I'll go ahead and add all this in a while loop to hold that. Let me correct my indentation very well. They format my file again. Okay, so I'm going to move all these things to a while loop, everything here. I think from here, yep, from here I'll move it to a while loop. So let me just indent it and write my while true. Okay, so this is it. So while true, so I'll come here under this first while loop here and then put it under indentation. So I'll go ahead and now do play again. We say play again, which will take a string and that will be an input. Okay. So here it takes in, do you want to play the game again? Okay, let me say okay, let me just say press any key to play again and Q to quit. Alright, this thing, I'm good to go. Alright, so that is it. So if the player presses any key, so let's say if play again is equal to quit, look, if it's not equal to quit, think I can do that. That will be better. There are different ways to do this. If it's not equal to Q, I have to put this as a string. It's not equal to Q. So as long as it's not equal to Q, it should continue. Else quit. So this is still gonna work. So if the player takes in any hold on, I think this is wrong. If the player takes in okay, yeah, I think this is correct. If the player does not put, if the player puts any input that is besides Q, you should go ahead and run the whole code again. All right, but if it is else, you know, if it is something that is equal to Q, you should go ahead and quit. So this is one way to do this. Or I could still say if the player is equal to Q, you can go ahead and quit. So either ways works. else you can continue. All right, then this can go ahead and continue. So either way works. I'll indent this properly. All right, but once the person quits, I want to give the person just a text, like thank you for playing. So I'll print here. I'll play this again. Oh, just wanna add some formatted here. Thank you. I'll put player name. All right, I think we've come to the end of this video. Like I said, I am an absolute beginner and I'm just trying my best to learn how to do this and also help people that kind of don't have a level of knowledge I have. And always put your question in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them as long as I can. If I cannot, I would also find a way to help you out with that. So let's go ahead and run this code for the last time and see. I hope we don't have any bugs. I'll raise this up a bit. So what's my name? Chima. And choose a number. Choose anything wrong. Says no, choose a number. I'll choose 7. All right, so you say take a guess. I'll just take a guess. 3. Say you are below. If I write anything, let the guess be a number. So you said I'm below. I'll choose 6. He said you are below, so it has to be 7. So it says you want to guess 4 times. Do you want to quit? So let me quit. And it's going to say thank you Chima for playing. So one thing I just want to correct is this quit. I didn't put it here very well, so I'll just go ahead and correct that. That is, do you want to quit? Let me just add this column and space. So that will be also this is the simple game.